The following may include subject matters of war, violence, loss, and adult themes which may not be appropriate for all audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
And welcome, faraway friends. You have found yourself once more here at Darkeport. Thank you so much for joining us. As you can see, we're a bit light today on friends. We had several illnesses, familial and otherwise. So instead of canceling tonight, we decided that we were going to dip our little toes right back into the age of
corruption.
Everyone's favorite.
Everyone, and by everyone
we mean Zolan.
Tatiana.
Yay!
Ocatla for president.
So when last, actually, well, no, we have a few people to mention. We have our sister. See, I'm just ready to get right into this. Where my head's at, because we left kind of on a cliffhanger. We have our sister stream, Constructed Chaos. They are an excellent in-depth fantasy situation over there as their GM Alex and his Chaos crew continue to spin really what is a masterpiece. So if you, all of his campaigns feed into each other, and they have been going on for years, and they're running several simultaneous campaigns, like they just did a murder mystery. Ooh. That's contemporaneous. I think it was 4 episodes that is contemporaneous with their main campaign, which itself is like a sequel to another campaign. So it's
Halloween episode.
It's really involved, and it's beautiful and luscious, and we love it. So take your flowers, Alex. Damn it, you're really good at world building and doing that. We also have Eldritch Foundry, and Eldritch Foundry is our longtime companion on this journey. They have made many of these excellent minis that will be representing various people tonight. I also wanted to congratulate them for a very successful Kickstarter.
Yep, and they're still looking for obviously stretch goals beyond that. And the video they're actually used on there will be incorporated into our break, so you'll get to see how to actually use and paint. It's really cool.
That's exciting. Actually, I didn't know that. So, no, they hit their goal, and it wasn't even a full day.
No, it was
like
quick.
hours.
They got all the money.
And so they're at some point in the near future, they're going to be implementing full color printing.
Yeah.
Which is incredible for those of us who struggle with painting or just don't have the time for it. So
pretty cool.
Shaking hands. Yeah, that's a big deal. Congratulations on that, Foundry. We love you for that.
It's pretty cheap right now if you go out there and just give it back.
Also, Corey's gonna contribute to the Kickstarter so that I get my 40 zombies, my 40 spare zombies, which is good until November 5th or something.
Moi?
Yep.
One who loves my dad.
So a little bit of foreshadowing to come on the Darkeport table.
So there's that.
Only wanting brains.
Corey, as you know, I love my zombies.
I'll get my next
You do?
character
I
painted
know.
then.
I know. I know you're shocked.
I really don't.
You're shocked.
I just don't like zombies.
I don't either.
And with that,
Always hungry.
there's always something else, but I can't remember it. So we're going over to the Candle of Tales. There we go.
It's time.
The Candle of Tales. You knock that off now.
You quit that right now.
Oh, it's gonna be the
Right
last.
down.
How dare you?
The last note.
In the spirit of what Allie had told me the last time, Nalishli is still present for this. So she's just bopping back and forth.
Poor girl.
Bopping back and forth.
Her mind is breaking.
And, oh, wow, okay. Thank you so much, Grim Reaper, for 5 gifties. We appreciate it.
Yay! Thank you, Graham.
Zola loves
Very
these.
sweet.
It's the best.
So she's there, and I know what Tanaka's doing, who Toby was portraying. Maybe he'll finally be able to get out of that damn ruined pyramid tonight. He's only been trying for 2 sessions now. However, according to my notes, we have a conversation that, between you and your betrothed that was going to actually happen before this battle, but we didn't have a chance to get to it.
Do you not remember, my love?
So this would have been obviously the night before, probably pretty late, and you're off in the deep crypts, chilling.
And yeah, we would have picked a pretty isolated location.
As far as you can tell, pretty well on your own.
What do you need to speak of, my love?
A few things, my darling. The first is my father's weapon. It's gone missing.
I have already inquired about this. They say it was gone from his body.
It wasn't present there.
Did he
means-
fall with it?
He did.
Then someone took it.
It's the one that was there.
This is called Daybreak, yes?
Oh, Daybreak's the Kotsun's
Yeah.
weapon. So
Oh.
his weapon wasn't named, but it was preternaturally sharp and enchanted.
Oh, okay. Who do you need to ask for this? I would like to honor him and carry it.
I would first like to know who was present when he fell. If you could find that out, that would help.
I was not
Great.
there. But I will ask.
And eventually, I would like to give it to our son.
Which his name shall be? After your father. This is my wish.
That pleases me well.
But he could also go by Zolan for short.
Risotto. Combine the two.
I like this. Zoto, the chosen warrior of Zolan, and his beautiful wife, Etzli.
Yes, my love.
I'm afraid of tomorrow.
He lays his head on her shoulder as he's like, she's just talking.
Probably laying down, yeah.
I fear as though I must kill so many.
Just be aware of Ocatla. She is not who she seems to be, I fear.
What do you say? This is treason, my love.
I have spoken.
Speak no more of this. The prying ears of foxes, wolves, and dogs.
Someone died over information and things she did.
People die over dragons here.
Our wise one died.
Even if they are wise, they cannot be wiser than the dragon. We have to follow her. She is the one who's leading us now. But do not speak of this again.
Very well.
You will kill our unborn baby.
Just be careful.
I am always careful. By
She
not
finds
being
you a threat-
careful.
If she finds you a threat, she may.
If you keep speaking like this, you'll find us both threats. Say no more.
Very well.
I will find the weapon. We will give it to our son. He will be chosen. He will be here. We need to worry about tomorrow.
And the shell and the egg.
I have it
put
here.
there. You have a theory?
Yeah, and I'll take out the obsidian part of that.
That you carefully hid, yep.
It will be covered in obsidian from my own makwa. It will never touch a human hand again.
That is wise, my love.
And it will be a bone around our son's waist. he will carry it forever. So we do not forget his doom. And he could bring his own by honoring Kayotl.
Very well.
Speak no more of this.
You are the eldest noble, my love. We need to rally whoever is left to
Be behind
reform.
Ocatla. Yes.
To reform the merchants' guilds and so forth.
Merchant skills. There is a warrior calling himself the Undying. We should focus on this first. And then we'll find out and flush out everything that happened prior.
That sounds wise.
I am wise. That's why you love me. Now speak no more of this.
Yes, my love.
Okay.
And my boy. All right.
Okay. So
It's so fun.
we come. Oh, well done. We come closer to the present now, and I'm just going to remind everyone that you have a fight on your hands. You have a self-styled warlord calling himself Orin the Undying, who is Kayotl, i.e. this era's word for chosen. He seems to have some power, no small power over the dead, as well as the living. He is Belai. He's has at least 100 of his countrymen with him. At least 20 Kuin who have defected, and we'll describe them more in a bit. And then 40 or so zombies that are shambling about. Solon and Shadow Fox, why don't you all roll Arcana? 'Cause you're well enough traveled that you might have run across this before.
Oh, that's going to be a 19.
19?
14.
Okay.
I know more than you.
So, God, you've probably actually fought the Restless Dead before, when you've been
Yeah, 'cause when we were
exploring
out
various
west.
tombs and that sort of thing. You've heard a lot of rumors, and you have a basic idea of how death taming works. That essentially the minions. So everything I'm about to tell Randy, you would also know, and then I'm going to add something to yours. So basically, that the minions are dependent upon. They can exist separate from their creator, but they have, as far as you know, they have no volition without their creator. At least not for a good long while, until another creator comes along, or perhaps some sort of natural pattern reasserts itself.
And I learned this from credible sources.
You've heard this more than once, so you don't know about staking your life on it, but you might not have a choice. You happen to know because you have killed a petty death tamer before.
His name escaped you.
And
Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
that'd be nice.
I miss you, Toby.
Every shot so far. No.
And you know, yeah, every shot's Oh, that's good, Donnie. Yeah, you're right, actually.
So that could be fun.
Although, actually, you got him with the pylon. But anyway,
I did.
so you also know that when you're dealing, that there are different kinds of zombies. And when you get to the field of battle, you're kind of eyeing them up, and you think these are the type that you will never be able to put down if you try to nickel and dime them. To break that enchantment, they need one strong, concentrated blow.
Aim for the head.
So you can destroy them outside of the head, but yeah, if you can take the head,
You can,
it's done.
If I'm using 4 turns to cut off every limb, yeah, it makes sense.
It's done. But they're because there are some types of zombies that you can whittle away, where the magics that keep them animated, you can chip away at them and make them tatter. As you're looking at the ones on the battlefield, the way that they're looking, there's a certain quality to the grayness of their skin, that sort of thing, and you're like, yeah, I think those are the tougher type.
Yeah. Because I would imagine that if Zolan would have encountered this before, he would have been the one to keep one alive and like cut its arms off and be like,
He's still alive.
And to see
Look at that.
and just like studying him.
alive, such
Look
as
at
they
that.
are.
He's still moving.
Okay. So we're going to do a pretty complicated narrative weave here, where we're going to be in battle. Well, we're going to finish the negotiations, and then it's going to be what it's going to be. It may well degenerate into violence, but it's not guaranteed. We'll see how you work that. And then I'm going to go back and forth to Etzli, Corey, your character, because you took a big chance at the end of the last session.
Well, it's working towards it, yes.
Well, everyone was away, including your loyalist husband, or your loyalist fiance, I should say.
All the kids are out to play.
Well, all the power players are gone.
Oh, I feel betrayed. I thought you loved me.
95% of the city, probably.
Yeah.
So,
Especially now with the destruction.
whom are we starting with?
Etzli.
Okay, all right, Etzli, you bid farewell to your beloved,
Do not die,
and
You as well, my love.
for you can't.
do we have a person? Ooh. We have.
Behind the scenes.
We may have some battle cam gnomes.
What is this? Look,
It's one of the elusive Kithki females. And there she goes. Majestic.
A native environment.
didn't see anything.
Wow.
So you're creeping down.
So first of all, do I understand how the poison bag works? And is there another, like, I guess, shot or another aspect? So the first one that blew up was her double barrel.
So the poison bag, meaning the gray
bag.
dust, the gray dust that was flung
Yes.
as a sort of FU to Ocatla's court by the last envoy who came over as a demonstration of Orin the Undying's power. What are you willing to do with that bag? Because you know that Tanakh almost got killed when he inhaled a bit of the gas.
So how is it, like, how does it come out? Like, how's it currently, like is it open? Is it?
It's already open, and it came out in a puff,
Is there? If I looked deep into it,
almost like a mushroom, like a giant mushroom, just sending up a spore cloud.
Oh, makes sense.
if I like lift it from beneath, do I feel some weight to it, like beyond the bag?
Make a sleight of hand.
Nice.
Ooh, not bad. Sleight of hand. That's gonna be a.
The energies are synergizing right now.
If yours is the same as mine, yeah, you have a plus two.
No, this is
Like we might
my other
find.
character.
Oh, okay.
19.
19. Okay. So you think that there might be a little bit of powder left, but you don't feel whatever the mechanism was for the delivery system. It feels like it's gone. Unless it's just some sort of magics you have zero comprehension of that you can't account for.
How about then a Kuan piece of cloth off one of the dead Kuan that may have been in the city, or can I find a piece of that?
You can find. I mean, there unfortunately there are plenty of corpses that you can.
I'm not sure if the Kuan cloth is different because of, like, I would know that there's a certain material that they use or a certain pattern.
You're not going to go. No, remember this is from the aggressive scavengers or the Belai. So there were Kuan in the city, but you'd have to travel down to the docks to get there, and you're probably not willing to go that far.
How about the ones who left camp that were in the military at the time?
They wouldn't have been around here.
Okay.
Do you want to find a corpse to strip? Do you want to find some cloth in the shattered pyramid you're in right now? And there's plenty of it.
I need something that's credible to be like, this is a Kuan-based cloth. If I can't find that, then it's kind of like...
Okay, so you are going to go down to the docks then?
Or, I mean, I do have the bag. No, I think the bag will do just fine. I think it will. It'll give a certain scare
Okay.
if it's left there, even though it doesn't work. The fact that it was left there.
Okay. No, I understand. And by there, you mean Ocatla's chambers.
Well, I'm making my way there.
You begin to make your way there.
And what else is in the area around there besides her chambers? Like, is it on the way to something? Is it?
Not really. It's pretty detached because this was the queen, the nameless queen who's been lost to history, who didn't want to be buried
Yeah.
with anyone else. So you're making your way over, and I'll say, like, nominally, just, you don't have to remember this or anything, but nominally that's kind of southwestish at the pyramid. If the huge, if lake slush claws to the north. It's kind of southwestish.
Okay.
Make a perception roll.
Plus my perception is on this character pretty high, if I remember right. Yeah, that'd be a 16.
You hear a couple feet wandering around, and you always take passages, or you just wait until they pass by. And you think every time you hear them before they hear you.
Is there a time, like how many flickers? Is there, can I detect a pattern of time?
This doesn't sound like organized guard search pattern. This just sounds like a few stragglers wandering around.
Got it.
But I assume you're trying to do this absolutely not seen by anybody.
Yes.
Like including servants or
Correct.
slaves or not like nothing.
Yeah, I might even have a hood. I might even have a hood if I need to put that on, this sort of thing.
Do you have it?
I'll have a hooded cloak on.
Okay.
No, I wouldn't necessarily have it. I may or may not have it.
You have to decide these things now.
Yeah, I'll have it on now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You continue on, and you've never been into the chambers before. The most you've ever done is sighted this, and this was in happier days. So this actually wasn't when Ocatla was sleeping there.
Quick question: is there a morning ritual that might have me cover my face up? I'm just trying to see if there's reasons I could potentially need to make reasons for why I would have a morning attire on for my question.
Mourning your father.
Yeah, exactly.
That would probably be about the best excuse you could come up with.
Okay.
Everybody's a little down in the dumps.
Some sort of mourning period. Okay, so you get to the
Call those the Kuin chambers thing.
you get to the chambers, and yeah, you only would have known this as the Lonely Queen, like the chambers of the Lonely Queen. So you've been here when your father, like I said, in happier days, was giving you essentially a guided tour, and he thought it was interesting. So you know that the half-ton of masonry door is on a hinge, and that it's going to take some doing for you to open it.
Leverage, whatever, kind of crouch down and lean into
Push
it.
it? Okay.
Yeah. First of all, listen to make sure there's no one inside. If I can do that first, just to,
You're not going to be able to hear through it.
all right. I'll assume not. Then we'll find out.
It's not barred, so it is open if somebody is inside. They didn't bar it. And
Bullshit.
I just want to check out your place. I haven't been there. I heard it's a really nice, cozy bed.
Oh dear.
you start pulling.
So what treatments maybe on the...
Oi! You there. A burly servant comes over. What business do you have with the mistress?
She asked me to retrieve something.
Hmm?
What does he look like?
Like I said, a burly servant, not one of the guards. Maybe it looked like he was coming to the chambers himself for whatever reason. Tall, dark hair, dark eyes, pretty unremarkable.
And where was he located when I did this?
He came out of one of the side passages.
I didn't hear him at all? Okay.
You were busy pushing. And he says, what? What are you looking for?
There's some parts we need for the negotiations.
Make a deception roll.
That was a good one, actually, though.
That's pretty good, Corey.
Oh, yeah.
My wife.
25.
Oh,
Get that.
you know,
125s.
I suppose the communication systems have gone to Mictlan, so their version of the underworld. So, okay. Well, here, it's going to take you all day, and the mistress doesn't like to be kept waiting. Move aside. So he puts his shoulder to it, pushes it in. I'm not going to go in. I don't want to risk breaking anything. Go in and get what you need and be out. Be about your business quickly.
Yes.
Okay. You go in and you see Ocatla's richly appointed room. You also see the actual stone coffin that the lonely queen is still presumably interred in, and Ocatla's bed is not that far from it. You see an oddly shaped urn. Make a perception roll, Corey.
Yeah, the first thing I'm looking for is like maybe where my weapon might be stored, my father's weapon. That's the first concern, but yes, obviously observation.
Oh,
Crit.
that's so good.
Oh, nice. What's the total for her?
Observation.
Still pretty good, yeah.
Perception.
Perception.
That would be 25.
Okay. And you're looking around. You notice you're in one of those moments where you like have just a wave of hyper awareness because that you know that you're gambling the life and the life of your unborn son on this moment. That you're putting it all on the line right now. You see a odd looking urn, and as you sweep through looking for your father's preternaturally sharp makwa, it takes your brain a second for it to kind of click, and you realize that there's a thin line on one section of the urn, and it looks like it can be lifted. So you see, you note Ocatla's taste in perfumes and silks.
Would it look like my father's weapon could fit inside the urn?
Also jewelry.
I'm just trying to figure that out.
Maybe it'd be a little shallow. It'd be a little shallow. So it should be sitting up. But you go over to essentially an ancient equivalent of a vanity, looking through it swiftly, and then you look around the bed. You look around, even though it is richly appointed, there isn't too much actual furniture in here. So if she has hidden it in here, it's probably behind a stone or a false panel, which is a very common thing for the Earlet.
Try to see if I can knock and hear if I hear any hollowness or.
Oi, hurry it up in there! And you're ripping through. Make an investigation check.
Is there any way I would sense someone in my...
You are too busy right now.
That's only going to be a 11.
Okay. So, you rap on the stone, Corey, but you're scared to make too much noise.
On the chamber door.
So you're being hampered by the fact that this guy is riding you. Is there anything that you want to take? Is there anything that you want to leave? And do you want to go to that weird little sliced urn?
Definitely look at the sliced urn.
Okay.
Of course
I do.
So
Sounds like a great idea.
So you go over.
It's like when a video game when you put on easy and everything's highlighting, you know, like
You slide it up. You hear the whisper of masterfully shaped.
porcelain.
I can't think of it right now. Porcelain will work for now. Pottery.
Yeah.
Of masterfully shaped pottery across glass, and inside. Yeah, glass. And inside you see a familiar, yet a mummified yet familiar head. Give me a wisdom check, and let me see how well you keep your composure.
Ooh, that's going to be a 9.
That's right.
That's right.
Okay.
Sneaky little girl.
You're not mucking about in there. Apparently, he didn't really hear you very well.
No. I'll be in a minute. I'm just trying to find where she put it. The paper, the parchment.
And make another investigation. Last one.
No.
Okay. Nat 1.
Medic.
All right. So you're just all of a sudden all you can focus on is the head of Zapili inside of there. That's all. You try to pull your eyes away. You know there are other details you need, but it's everything you can do to keep from screaming.
Can I shut the thing down?
You slide it. Your hands are shaking, and make a sleight of hand as you try to not make any noise.
That's gonna be 13.
Okay. It clangs down too loud, and finally the guy pokes his head in. All right, time's up. Come on out.
Yes.
Be gone.
So, while he's in the doorway, I am going to take the little bag and I'm coming. Ah! I pretend to fall down and shove the dust at him.
Okay.
My way.
Make an attack roll.
Good boy.
With advantage because he's not expecting that. He's really not expecting that.
That's not going to be great. Can I use my... I probably have to do that with it, don't I? Morale.
You have to do it with it.
That is going to be... What is my attack roll?
Would it be a dexterity attack?
Good question.
It's at least a dex, yeah.
Yeah. So whatever your dex bonus is.
That is going to be a 12.
Okay. You throw some of the dust up, and he bats it away and coughs. What in the hells? I knew something was wrong. Shh. What do you do?
What? What are you doing? Hold on! What? I slipped!
I swear.
I don't even know what I have on me. I mean, as far as like...
You have a small dagger. Okay, he starts to come in. We'll pause there.
Wow. Incredible, Corey.
Oh boy.
It's clutching your pearls. I love it so much.
Privilege, an honor, a pleasure to be in your presence.
And as you exchange the bread with Orin the Undying,
Sounds like give you too.
The first of many meals together.
and you feel that sympathetic bond through the food. And you're now inside of his energetic field, granting you advantage with whatever you want to do as far as your abilities go, your uncanny abilities go. Do you want to start anything? Or do you just let it ride?
Do I smell or sense anything about him off the bat? Like a weakness?
Would you like to use Smell the Sin on him?
Yeah.
Okay.
What a great time.
With advantage, go ahead and make 2 smell perception rolls. Or insights.
Am I here? This is all.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, that's right.
With advantage though.
That's interesting. 10.
Okay. There's a bit of an acrid tinge of pride to him, but you could already know that.
Okay.
But you don't get the bouquet of
Okay.
layers of him. He sees your intent and misreads it and says,
Oh, yes, yes. It's so good that you understand how to pay attention to the important moments in life. A new era for you and for the city.
What are your visions for our future?
Well, he leans in close.
First, I need to see the truth of the fabulous wealth that Kayotl has. Surely all of this can be rebuilt. Back to its former glory.
Obviously, but what is your intent beyond reconstruction?
Well, let's start with, you've been having a bit of issue with your water supply, haven't you? I'd like to clear that up. Let's stick with the basics for now, my dear, shall we? Food, water, safety. Are these acceptable to you? At least for the moment.
I thought you of as someone with more of a vision. Perhaps I'm wrong.
Oh, I have plenty of vision, he says. For example, I see reclaiming the Kuind into a more useful formation than they're currently running around. I have some of my men keeping tabs on them as they trundle along as a people. Surely you do understand that they have fled the coop, so to speak.
He says they are chickens.
They are free to explore their own choices.
How magnanimous. Not what I had expected from you.
I don't think you know me quite well.
And vice versa. But we have all the time in the world. So, is it more customary at dusk or at dawn for a wedding to take place? Earlet?
It is more customary at dusk, of
At
course.
dusk, he says. Well then, before this day is completely over, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it would be, then that would mean marriage was under the purview of the Dread Mother. How funny.
Is it funny?
Or is it both? Is it both the Lord of the Dawn Star and the Dread Mother?
It is their meeting, of course.
Of course. You see, this is why I need you.
Why do you need me?
The sophistication, the novelty of it all, and also the insight.
And what do you bring me?
Well, I bring you what great men have brought great women throughout all of history, my dear. Power. Isn't that obvious? I have no enemies. They're all turned into friends. And he motions over his shoulder to the zombies milling about. It's very good to be my friend. And that creature over there?
Mwah.
The lot of you. What of them? What's happening with them?
I don't understand your question.
Me neither.
Unless I missed the mark. His cloak, his bearing, he has the look of nobility to him. A rare thing these days.
Wow, he can read.
Sometimes bloodlines do come to an end, though. They're too weak to survive.
This is fun.
Are you calling anyone in my company weak?
Yes, you choose your words carefully. The tema.
Even a woman with your obvious sophistication can occasionally have troublesome hangers-on. I've had to deal with them myself, unfortunately. It's embarrassing, but it's something that people of history that write the history, that make the history, all have to contend with.
Are you vomiting words? It sounds like you are vomiting words. It doesn't make sense.
What a fine specimen he'll make.
The tema, you are nothing.
You know, you're quite impressive. I can say I've never quite met someone like you before.
Nor will you again.
However, you understand that it's customary for a wedding to do the proper rituals, yes?
I'm listening.
In our culture, there is much to be brought forward. There is much to be given. What will you bring to the altar of our wedding?
I think I've already answered that.
No, I'm talking about physically.
Look around you. I can bring you as many of those things as you like. You think those are all the restless dead that I have under my sway?
I don't... This is a wedding. I don't need bodies.
You will to rebuild that.
I'm a bit disappointed. I think you don't really understand the grace of ritual. She just turns away and looks off into the distance for a moment.
Perhaps you, my lady, misunderstand the nature of this parley. I'm not here as one of your besotted suitors. I'm here to tell you what's going to happen at dusk. It remains for you to be wise enough to yield to the inevitable, or we wouldn't be friends anymore, and that would be quite a pity.
decide?
She wants to like read the level of his confidence right now.
Make an insight roll.
I'm also watching this entire time. I'm looking to see if there's a facade that he's putting on because I'm pretty familiar with masks. And like when you are portraying a person, like I don't actually believe that this is Orin just yet. But I want to make sure that he is. And then if I bar that, then I want to watch the crowd while
You
he's
have advantage on this.
15.
Okay, so you're looking at it from a different perspective. Go ahead and roll insight, Randy.
Okay.
You're looking at a different thing.
And I have spent this time like really honing in on his for advantage, perhaps, because they've been talking for a while, and I've been seeing him a lot of different ways.
Sorry. There is no advantage to be had there. Nope.
Understood. 13.
Okay.
And I want to be paying attention to any time that he looks over and there's kind of like a command to them to see if it's either his eyes or his ears or his hand motions of how he's kind of controlling his friends.
The adoring public. Make a perception roll for that. And then I'll resolve all these at the same time.
That's a 8. No.
Okay. You don't see anything physical, but from your past experiences, you know that someone of his ability probably doesn't need more than an intention. So there may not be anything physical to tip his hand. For yours, Randy, as far as you can tell, it's not so much him that sells the deal, it's the way that everyone else around him is behaving. If this is a facade, it's a very well rehearsed one.
All eyes on him kind of feel.
And for you, and also the way they're guarding him. So I haven't laid down kind of the shattered terrain yet because I didn't want to clutter it. But you have like these 3 in red. I kind of color coded all these. And if we do get into combat, I'll go ahead and explain everything. But the 3 reds, like they're looking in the 3 other cardinal directions away from him.
Understood.
And for you, level of confidence. Cautiously optimistic. This is a veteran of many battles, but he certainly feels that he can overpower the force. The force is here, even though you have a slight numerical advantage. What do you do?
God.
I'll tell you this mechanically. Tatiana. If you act with no warning and viciously, you probably will be able to get a surprise round on him.
Yeah.
If not, or if you have something else in mind, then, that's a different pathway.
I would like to use suggestion.
Okay. So you start pulling on the power of your blood. And how many Regency points is that?
3.
I think it's 3. Yeah. Okay. You feel your blood respond in kind. And that is that one that you just recently got? Is it a level 7? You just recently got it?
No.
No. Okay. That's one you've had for a while. Okay.
Yes.
Because I know the Crown of Madness was one that you had just gotten.
Right.
So this is a more familiar friend.
Yeah.
And how are you conceptualizing of it, and then how are you trying to implant it in him, and what do you want it to do?
So the visual I get is like, we just broke this bread. I'm feeling like,
Parts of him.
of him, kind of, I can taste it. And then through my own words, I feel the connection like strengthening and kind of weaving like a more tangible web between us.
Like the words themselves have an almost physical force to them. Okay.
Yeah.
He kind of snaps up as you start this, but one of the very nasty things about your type of ASCII Kayotl is that there's virtually no outward sign. You don't have to use old speak. You're not moving your hands.
Right.
So I'm imagining Do you look over your shoulder, or do you turn back around?
I turn back around.
Because you do need to be able to see him.
Yeah.
To do this. Okay.
I turn back around. I need to say something to you.
Make those words count.
She like gestures him closer.
His men, his 3 elite fighters, kind of look nervously, and he rests a hand on a pretty nasty-looking bone and obsidian dagger that he partially pulls out as he leans close. He doesn't look physically formidable, but he has a lithe competency to him. You have no doubt that he's killed many people with that dagger as well as his will working.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, you are a beautiful woman, and he is an ambitious man.
Mm-hmm.
So he does, in fact, lean forward a little bit.
And is he suggested, or?
So you are going to have to suggest a course of activity
Yeah.
limited
okay.
to a sentence or two, and magically influence a creature you can see within range that can hear and understand you, which he definitely can. Must be worded in such a manner as to make the course of action sound reasonable. And we have other things, but he is going to get to make a wisdom saving throw at the end of it at disadvantage.
Great. As a present to me, you are going to let me do what I want to do. You are going to let me win.
What does that even... And then it starts in on him.
Oh, no.
Good you raised your charisma so high.
Well, she does it in a very alluring way.
Okay. And then you feel that part of yourself that has to hold the center, i.e. its concentration. So there's a part of you that has to just continually upkeep that. Huh. It amuses me. It amuses me. Yes. What a delightful sense of humor you have. Yes. That is within my power to give you. My beautiful lady. So what does that look like then, winning?
That looks like...
You want me to bring something of great value then, like all women, to her wedding.
Yes.
Of course, that makes sense.
And I want our wedding to be intimate. There's far too many of your men here.
Well, there are far too many of yours.
That's true. But you can dismiss some.
Measure for measure.
Measure for measure.
I accept.
She smiles.
Make, with advantage, make a persuasion roll to see how charming you are.
22.
Pretty damn charming.
You say with like such a sigh. 20
Sign. I'm like,
I rolled 3 1s today. I'm like, what's going on? So, good.
All right. Okay. This is a very different way of thinking for me. I will consult with my men, with the ones that have a brain, that is. And we will see a torch return here. I'm sure you have your own preparations to make and your own word to pass to your people, eh?
I do.
How delightful you are. How absolutely delightful. Vale, for now.
Vale.
So he turns back, and they start falling back. Nalishli looks at you, she just glances at you, and she's had would she go with the Makwi or would she go with the sickle? Probably both. So she has the traditional obsidian edged sword, and she also has a sickle at her side. She says, his back is turned.
I thought about that too.
I have a clear shot at him.
I could follow up right away.
Me too.
You're not. We're all the way back.
Yeah, so you're a little too far.
And I can read lips, so I'm actually probably giving her what he says. As,
Word for word.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good, Randy. That's good.
yeah. I can't see her, but
But you got at least got his side of the conversation. Mm-hmm. And she says, "What is she doing?
buying time, I'd say,
For what?"
for us to prepare. It's going to be a fight.
She looks around. We're as prepared as we're going to be.
She does things in her own way.
If we could cut the head off the snake, I bet the rest of the body would thrash around.
What about if we, I don't know, and just took off to the side here? Nice little quick run around, while all the attention's up there.
You're better than me at that. I'm going to seek Ocatla out. Keep your wits about you.
I will. When combat starts, I'll be at your side.
I'll count on it. Okay, you draw back. Lanali, having seen you work your abilities before, kind of just gives you a look, like a questioning look, and then you give her a little nod, and she nods back to you. Okay, so you rejoin Zolan and the rest of them. All right.
He is going to bring less of his people to the wedding in a torch. I'm asking for some of you to go and keep yourselves hidden.
You, empty your pockets. You, go back. Bring that bolt of silk we had. But, shut up. You, go back to the baggage train. Bring that up.
That's him.
Bring me the finest spices we have. Yeah, and he's starting to basically pool and gather the treasure and the lucre that they've amassed during this massive marauding run that they've been having.
Great. Some of us will be hidden, waiting right on the side. Can you please handle that?
I can do this.
Thank
But
you.
why don't you bring him somewhere intimate and bring the guard on him?
Say that again.
For your wedding, for it to be intimate, have him stand in a very particular place.
Of course.
And let us have something very big above him. Perhaps Tezcatli's champion. Or a big rock.
Yes, there's a perfect spot for him where we can easily crush anyone.
I will get some rope.
Thank you.
And he's gonna run away.
Okay. Are you taking your guys with you, or are you leaving? them with
Whatever you order us to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just telling everyone to organize and to be really I honestly don't want to spend a lot of time on this guy and his people. I want to destroy them, move on.
Let's just wrap this up.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of making the job a little cleaner. That's her goal.
So, two things. One, you know that in about a torch, breaking bread will fade. And two, you know that after 8 torches, your suggestive powers will wane. So you're going to have to get him at least one more time if you want him under the influence until dusk. Because this was a dawn meeting.
I thought we were meeting in a torch.
Yeah, he did.
No, you're coming back. Basically, you're going to tell him, here's the wedding place and blah 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 blah. But but presumably you want him under the influence.
Right.
Say that you're
whole
going
time.
away to get married.
That's what I
love it.
I changed my mind. We need to do this now.
Okay. Okay, that's fair.
I love it.
And did I spot anything really valuable on him when he was speaking to me? Anything that I might want?
His dagger is almost surely enchanted.
Okay. And I'd say if he falls, make sure to grab that.
I will make sure he falls. And I will grab it off.
Thank you.
I love a wedding.
Right.
How long do we have? How long do I have?
Just about a torch. Less than that.
I've got someplace to be. I will be right back. I'll be right there.
Got you, Corey. Okay, where are you
Where are
going?
you going?
I am darting into the city, like full speed. And I'm going to one of my secret hiding spots. I'm going to make sure that I'm doing a little weave around, probably about 5 minutes worth, up and down, in and out, underneath this and around that corner over there.
Okay.
Yeah, really make it real difficult. And I am going to find a sword that looks very much like Etzli's father's. And I'm going to wrap it on up and then head on.
Shockingly so, in fact.
And so it's actually quite weird.
Okay.
Yes.
Make a athletics or acrobatics roll as you're bouncing around.
Athletics it is. 14.
14. Okay. You believe if anybody was telling you, you made it rather difficult.
Couple
Etzli.
questions. Do I know, first of all, this is kind of history. Do I know this guy? Have I ever met him before? Is there any signs that based on what he said, is he more of a loyalist? Is he stupid? Based on what he said so far, can I make any assessment at all about his current cunning or demeanor?
His mental state. At disadvantage, make an insight check.
That would be that one. So that would be, for insight, that's going to be a 14.
Okay. He looks pretty damn loyal. What's your dex?
14.
14? Okay.
Killing me will upset the
So he looked like he was just happy to bury his Mokwe in your face, and for your treachery. Then one of his knees goes out, his head snaps forward, and he stumbles into the room.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Then turns, tries to bring his weapon across at this new attacker. What are you doing while he's doing that?
Do I see the attacker?
You see somebody in a cloak that's not that different from yours, but with a deeper hood even.
I will try to. I'll throw I'll stab with my dagger at this point.
Okay. All right. You take it out. You scramble up, and you have advantage because he's totally has his back to you as you try to shank him.
Not that great. I'm just rolling horribly. That's gonna be a 10.
Okay. It slides off of. Whatever.
Actually, sorry, it's a 12 with. I keep forgetting to actually 13. I keep forgetting to add my proficiency bonus to that.
13.
Yeah.
13 will hit.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll damage.
Wait.
Come on.
Hold on here. Wait. It's plus 3. 3 plus.
It's your dex plus your
5. Yeah, 13.
13. Okay. So yeah, a die 4 minus 1.
Totally forgot. It is a whopping 3. Okay,
Okay, with the damage you already took. Blood wells up in his mouth, and you hear a whispered, "I'm sorry," as the staff comes up and crushes the guy's trachea. And then the figure kind of, as the bulky form falls, and the slender attacker is kind of trying to manage him. Get him inside.
Yes.
Okay.
Who are you?
Puts their back up against the masonry, and you hadn't opened it all the way. You just opened it enough, basically. Etzli. And you see, for the audience, you would be looking at exactly. So Ocatla is almost exactly a decade older than Wesa is, relatively. This person is almost exactly a decade older than Jason. Than your Jason, than blue-haired Jason.
Huh?
And he has darker skin, but that's really about, and is somewhat more muscular now. In his fighting peak, but still, would definitely look like is related to your Jason in your time.
Oh, the hair and everything?
And yep, hair and everything, eyes, and you would recognize this as Atiani, who was the beloved of Ocatla, who has been gone for a long time, though, for like the better part of a winter.
Atiani, oh, thank you.
He goes
Thank
and
you, thank you.
he hugs you and kind of strokes your back.
Ocatla's gone mad. I fear.
Pull yourself together.
We have to clean this up.
We need to go.
Should I leave this? Sure, this.
He looks at you.
It's from the Balai.
Oh, Rank. Leave it.
That way she thinks it's them.
It seems we both have much to tell the other. I have never known you to be reckless or disloyal. What is happening?
A lot. I fear. More. My father's dead.
They're all dead then. I saw Zell's corpse.
He died with a secret he told me. This is why I'm here.
Radiant Kayotl, keep him. I can't even begin to comprehend the horrors of this city in a shattered ruin.
We need to go somewhere very private.
No, I know where we need to go. You need to take me to Ocatla. Where is he?
I heard that he's in one of the pyramids. They unburied him. That's all I know. I believe. I'm not sure if I would have heard that or not.
Did they go through with Sepilli's Ocatla's plan to have all of the artifacts combined in a staging area?
One was stolen. The mask. It's gone.
And from what I understand, Ocatla is now the head of the city?
Yes. And this whole thing with the egg, and that's why the Green Duke came. Someone took its baby.
The egg?
There's a lot to discuss. Not here.
We need to go to that staging ground. All right.
She just throws the bag.
Okay, where are you putting the bag?
Where would it make sense to kind of...
You could put it next to the head of the guard if you wanted.
Yeah, that looks good.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. She says, "Give me your knife." He takes it. This knife is too slender. It's going to be recognized as a woman's weapon. Makes the hole look larger. Okay, there. Takes the cloth out. I've learned more about killing in this last winter than I ever wanted to.
Yeah.
Looks around. She always did have a good eye. And at the hanging silks and, the different tapestries and whatnot. He says before...
Tani's her name?
His name. Atiani is his name.
His name.
Atiani, yeah.
Okay.
You know that, of course, if she knows that either of us have been in here, we're both dead.
I do.
Okay. It's a hell of a risk. Now.
I'll assist him also with that.
Okay.
I'll keep an eye out. Actually, what?
You keep an eye out? Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that instead. I might want to have a second time with here.
Okay. I'm going to follow your thread a bit longer as you leave. Make a stealth check. That's pretty good.
That would be stealth. It's gonna be Dex. Yeah, Dex. That'd be 14.
Okay. You seem to. Well, everybody is preoccupied, and actually, that scene's probably literally taking place right at the same time right now. So, word has not gotten back yet. Wedding! It's to be a wedding. That hasn't happened yet, though. The two of you leave. You see Atiani shielding his violet gaze from the wanton death and destruction that's all around you. And you hear it a couple times. He kind of starts to retch, and you realize that you've become inured to the stench of the dead, of the rotting corpses.
all through the city.
Wow.
I came up through the sewers. You know that they're being poisoned, right?
No.
Well, they are.
I heard the water was going foul, but I wasn't
There
sure
are
why.
corpses all through them, and some of those corpses are moving slowly around in some sort of horrid mockery of swimming.
Oh, he, the Undying, the Belai's leader. He must be doing it.
Let's see if he...
Orin the Undying. You know him.
Freak? He's here?
A death tamer, I've been told.
We've really gone downhill if that scavenger is knocking on Kayotl's doors. My gods.
Trying to marry, well, he's trying to marry Ocatla.
Of course he is. So she's it. The rest of the coterie, they really are all gone. I'm
Yes.
sorry.
All but her.
Your betrothed, is he alive?
Oh yeah, he's alive. But well, for now, I hope he stays alive. He's out there with her. They may go into war. I don't know.
Zolan always was a lucky one. All right. Smile. Everything's fine. And as you're passing,
We'll zone
some
out.
people, yep.
Put that internal, and then a smile, and
You put the mask
on.
And you go, make a deception roll as you're moving along.
The dice are not going to give you any light. I still did pretty good. It's 11.
Okay. You're really struggling. You put on a basic mask, and some people, hello. And as they're trying to clear rubble and trying to keep cheerful themselves.
Hello. Sorry, I'm grieving my father.
That's good, Corey.
So I will keep
As
on.
you just let some of the emotion come through.
out, yeah.
Okay.
I feel like his blood's on my knife.
Will you think me mad? Will you think me mad if I talk about visions and ghostly visitations? Etzli.
No, we have. Would I? I mean, I'm trying to think here. How much do I know about Nalishli and what her stuff's going through right now?
A fair bit now.
And I know about her brother too in the visions.
Oh yeah.
Not at all.
Zianya and just the faraway friends know this, and people at the table know this because it's been a hot minute. Zianya was the very powerful mana bender who died getting crushed by the pyramid and who saved your character, Shadow Fox, from being sacrificed. Who, with love, you rolled the body.
With love and respect. There was some respect there.
8 days ago, her spirit came to me in a dream, and she told me that I must come home now. There's a lot to tell you. There's a lot that I've seen, and well, the important part is she told me that I needed to go to the staging ground. That at least some of my questions would be answered there, and
I'll take you there now.
and she said, and y'all are kind of headed to that southwest direction. And she said she was sorry. She was sorry for failing and protecting the city. She said some other things, but
We've been betrayed by someone powerful. Someone took an egg from that dragon and placed it down there. And I described the location.
make, because you're so emotional right now, make a, with disadvantage, make an insight roll. That's not a great roll.
No, pretty damn good. They're both 13, 19, and then my insight is going to be, 21.
So even through your emotion, even through your upset, and the cortisol still kind of dissipating in your system after your near-death experience of taking a Makwi to the face, you see, when you mention the egg a second time in a more kind of directed, coherent way, some shadow pass across Atiani's beautiful face.
You know this.
I do. You get to the clearing, and he holds a hand up, looks at the lone guard out there. sees Ocatla's glittering form. He's gone, isn't he?
I don't know. He's not gone because he's still there.
The talon is gone. All of the artifacts are gone. Where's the mask? Where's the mask of Kayotl?
The mask is gone. It was stolen. I heard that.
Ocatla doesn't have it?
She lost it.
What?
I don't know how. I just heard that it was gone.
The mask is missing.
Yes. She has the fang. Right, not the fang. The talon. And the headdress.
I don't care about that. I need that mask.
Initially, the construct of Tezcatli was looking for it as well. A whole other story I need to tell you.
I'd heard some sort of wild thing about that.
And Tanakh knows something that happened with Ocatla and her brother?
Yeah.
With the brother that she slayed, put down.
This is, by the way, thank you, Defiant Chaos, for your super chat of $10. We appreciate that. Yay!
The way Tanakh was talking, though, he doesn't believe that something was wrong when she slayed him for being crazy? Out of mind?
He says, Defiant Chaos says, Anoli, love that dude. He's pretty cool.
Oh, there you go. I love you too.
Okay. Before I go out and potentially take a second life of someone who's just doing his job and stain my soul further with sin, let me get this straight. In the last 8 days, Ocatla has killed her brother, seized control of 2 of the 3 most important artifacts of our civilization as her personal possessions, has installed herself as head of the city, has potentially killed your father, or at least had a hand in it, and somehow, some way, the invincible, my beloved, who was invincible on a field of combat, was felled by a creature that he should have had at least even odds of fighting. Am I getting all of that correct?
Unfortunately, I think that could be an assessment, yes.
And this avatar of Tezcatli that I heard of as I came in, she's still here, and she is the person who brought her brother. She's the one who found Ocatla, or did someone else find him?
She was with someone who found Ocatla. She was going to carry the body and return the mask and do proper burial.
And where is she now? You said her name is Nalishli?
Nalishli.
Where is she now?
She's with Ocatla out there.
Dealing with the Undying one. Okay. All right. Then we have to find a way to separate her out and talk to her where Ocatla can't hear or see. And more importantly, Ocatla's spies and minions can't hear or see.
She knows things. She's. Do I know that she mentioned, like, future? I'm trying to remember if I wasn't even there for any of that.
I don't think so. I think all of that was away. I think they had gone too far by that point, even though you were eavesdropping.
She's here for a reason, but she doesn't know how she got here either, per se, other than through, I don't know what meets. It's some arcana.
There has been one other time. The public doesn't know this. No one outside of the coterie knows this, and not even all of the coterie. Ocatla doesn't know this. She wasn't part of them yet. There was one other time that Ocatla was felled, and we used the mask to revive him. If I could find it and I can place it on his face, it will probably reunite the spark inside of him. That's why I need it.
Do I remember her having a servant kind of holding it for a while?
No, the mask was never accounted for. And finally, he says, in this, and you see it's a nice, like, beautiful light wood.
Mm-hmm.
This has come a long way, and this has a destiny, I believe, with the mask, but with our artifacts. This is what I've been doing with the last winter of my life. This comes from crystal remembrance. As does this. I was successful. And he takes out a beautiful, glittering, pale blue shard of crystal around his neck.
What is this, Chris?
I was going to take this to Xianya for her counsel, but she's dead now. I would have asked Izel, who was the voice of Kayotl, but he's dead now.
He gave his life up for Tanakh.
For Tanakh, he said.
To save him, he has knowledge of what happened with Ocatla and her brother.
Etzli, you have a very keen mind. I want you to think about what the next move is, because I'm lost. But we have to get his body while we have a chance.
What can I do? Do I need to convince someone to help out? Or can you take this body and store it somewhere private?
Radiant Lord, forgive me. Distract that guard, I'll circle around.
Guard! Often try to persuade him.
Okay. Make a quick persuasion for me.
Oh, 15 plus my persuasion is probably going to be
He's on his guard, so, yeah.
My persuasion, 21.
All right.
One of my specialties.
You start talking with him. Atiani slowly makes his way around. And you don't remember him being this able before. But something's changed.
Since he's been back from wherever he went. Do I even know what this crystal remembrance is?
You've heard rumors before, that there's a place of great power out to the west, and you just kind of intuitively know that must be what he's referring to. And I'm going to say that like maybe once or twice, since you're the daughter of one of the founding members of the coterie, that your father let it slip. But that was something that they were looking into.
Okay.
And this is where I wasn't allowed to go. I was barred from going.
Yeah, I know you were barred from going
barred
too.
by the law.
Yeah. I mentioned that as well.
Yeah. And so with a quick
By some unfamiliar things.
crack, crack, and the guy's kind of stumbling, crack, and he's down.
Oh.
One last guard.
Where? You learned some things since
I
you've been
did.
gone.
Do you want me to kill him, or do you think you can talk your way out of that?
Hit me. Make it look like I was also injured.
Afterward, I will.
Don't kill him. You did nothing wrong.
I have a few other questions. Those pass between you. All right. Just like you were talking to him. Start up a one-sided conversation.
With you?
No, with him.
Oh. Yes. So, they're out there.
Okay.
Hilarious. I love it.
Ocatla. You see quite a bounty being gathered in your honor
Great.
on this auspicious occasion.
Good.
You know, little.
And Zolan, you have run off. Where are you going to try to prepare a? I'm thinking of a Roadrunner cartoon with the piano.
Yeah, exactly.
Where are you going to try to prepare
Whatever your
this?
suggestion would be, and then he would probably just be like, all right, well, that looks like a good place for me to be.
Some kind of like ceremonial space outside that it's like it could look like one of our decorations or something.
Like
that's
inside the
heavy
fallen
stone.
pyramid, or if there was a piece of it angling off. And Zolan wouldn't be up there, but he would set a trap.
You may not be able to get that together in time, but we'll see. So, okay, so you find basically a suitably flattened, nice little grotto.
Yeah.
That had some, with the nut, because you remember you have all these water features running throughout the city. You find a little grotto. It doesn't smell quite as good as it used to. The flowers aren't growing quite as well as they were, but you can kind of pass those over. And importantly, the grotto has some steps down. And it does have a lip above where spectators could go to and watch if there was an overflow. It has been used for weddings before and other celebrations. So are you sending some of your best climbers up? Or how are you trying to set
As
that up?
climbers, because if I'm not there, I think that he would think something's up.
Okay.
The last noble in the city. So I'd probably be the one who would give Ocatla away, I would imagine, in some type of sense.
You certainly could, yeah. You certainly could,
And
because
then also, if anything, if he tries to attack her, he would pull her. You know.
make a roll for them. Make an athletics, kind of a joint athletics roll for them, and let me see how well they sit.
Athletics with my bonus?
Yeah, we can use yours.
That'd be a dirty 20.
Okay. Obviously, you'd have to roll it back so that it's past the sight line of what you could see when you're standing in the grotto or even getting into the grotto.
It'll be right at dusk. So wouldn't the sun be going down and be going in their eyes?
No, she's gonna have the wedding a lot sooner.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know, because you want your suggestion. You don't want to. You don't want to risk
I do.
having that fail. Okay.
Smart idea.
Has he sent people back?
Oh, we're just about there. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, we're at
Very good.
the hour is going. So you hustle. You try to get several pieces of masonry and rubble from several different directions because you don't know exactly where they're going to stand. And then that way, basically, whoever has the best chance can try to roll it down on top of them.
Is there anything else I should be aware of, Ocatla?
Listen, our people have been through enough. This is not worth much of our time.
He was never worth anyone's time.
No. So,
But what a lucky groom he's going to be.
it's true. But collecting what they've brought us is very important, as well as taking them out as swiftly as possible.
I am a soldier and I want revenge. I don't care who it is that I kill, I just want to kill.
Thank you.
Predator after your own heart, Randy. I know. I saw that. Yeah.
Resources, you're thinking of them like resources.
What we need right now.
Exactly. I know.
He says he is undying. I am a reaper and I will bring a book of death.
So, the men, the groom, the lucky groom, comes back to the meeting spot.
And Zolan is actually going to go around and try to make him a little bit more at ease as if he's the wedding planner.
Okay.
Please, 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 everyone keep down.
You know.
Because of your comments earlier, at disadvantage, make a deception roll.
You bet.
Sure.
That is going to be a 18 at disadvantage.
Which you're pretty well built for.
Please,
Okay.
please, please. Get out of the way.
So Orin comes back to you. Well, he's had a change of heart.
I love weddings.
Yes, I've been able to persuade my people. And
Wonderful.
your gifts go quite a long way with us. I hope you understand.
I haven't been letting the grass grow under my feet, my lady. These long winters.
I am so excited by you that I just can't wait till dusk. She's saying this pained, but using her suggestion to...
As he kind of leans in, and there's a little bit more Dune-esque modulation in your voice. What are you saying?
We must marry now.
Now?
Now. And she takes... She doesn't touch his hand. She, like, pulls on his clothes.
Make a deception roll.
Deception?
Deception.
With
Can I-
advantage or no? Not with
Can
advantage.
I help by being like,
This is where your places are.
and try to like help distract him? Be like,
This is how the ceremony goes.
You rolled high enough on your deception, I will allow that, yes.
so you get advantage.
With advantage or
With advantage, yep.
Okay. 23.
What a rare thing in this world to find a truly reasonable woman. This bodes well for our union. And he follows you.
She's moving so fast. It's like she really doesn't care. She's just trying to get it done.
I love you thinking of him as like a pest. It's so
completely and
fun.
fully.
I love it so much.
And it's like it's almost comical. Like Great, you're here. Great. And, like, maybe his people are following behind, but they're not even, like, caught up yet, even.
He says, my lady, my love, we have to slow down a little bit. The shamblers are having difficulty keeping up, and they come bearing the gifts.
You told me you would let me win. That you would give me what I want, and I want this now.
Zolan loves love.
What a greedy little paisha you are.
She smiles.
He leans in, and you can feel his body heat and smell his breath.
She makes some kind of signal around.
Help me!
And she'll take Tezcatli's talon and just stab him through his heart.
So you're getting to, but you're waiting until you get to the grotto, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So
In that time,
Meanwhile, back at camp.
Meanwhile, Fortress of Solitude. Shaggy Doo.
again, the sword is the makla. This is what it's called. Is bound up in cloth. I'm taking it to Tezcatli because she was already showing that she was going to use one herself, and this I feel she should use.
you're taking it to Nilishli.
I'm sorry, yes, some Tezcatli. Yes, yes, to very much.
Here's a gift.
Well, I mean, in a very real sense, because your character's not a theologian.
Right.
So in a very real sense to you, she may as well be a physical embodiment of Tezcatli. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Tezcatli, see, now you have me doing it. Nilishli's watching all of this activity, this flurry of activity of shaking down his own camp and getting the supply wagon up. And I mean, it's a huge production. And she seems kind of vaguely disgusted. You're not trying to sneak up on her, right?
No.
Okay.
I'm running to her, so she knows.
And she's pulled herself basically at the extreme end of her ray of desiccation and pain, in case she needs to start blasting. So you run up to her.
I've got something for you.
Yes.
He's a one cell. And I may or may not have found it on the ground lying next to a corpse. I may or may not have taken it from said corpse and hidden it away. But the important thing is right now, it's in your hands.
And I'm going to unwrap the weapon.
I have a Makwa already.
This one's better.
How do you know?
Because it was welded by Watley, the chosen of the premier Curry of the sea.
This is his weapon?
This is his weapon.
The one that I fought alongside at the pyramid.
The one there, the very one.
How do you have it?
They left it on the ground. I picked it up for safekeeping. I'm not gonna lie to you. I nicked it good and proper, but they didn't care, and here I was caring. So, you want it, it'd be a good weapon, and you'd of course have to give it back, so we found it or something on the field. Oh no.
I have no intention of keeping it.
I don't want to keep it. We'll give it back to her. It's important to her. I just didn't want them to have it.
There is much deception in this city.
There is much deception in the city. But I'm being honest with you right now. I don't care about them. I care about you. I want you to have the best weapons you can have. And if you're just going to pick up some random weapon on the ground and use that, this is better.
Why are you doing all of this?
Because you are the avatar of my goddess. That is why. And I love the shit out of you. I will always love the shit out of you. But we're going to have to fight here in a minute, and I want you to be as best as you can be.
There is going to be battle.
There is. You can feel it in the air, like a ripple just waiting to, start.
He was stupid. He should have attacked her.
He should have. But she has a way of convincing people things that she shouldn't be able to do, so I wouldn't have come in here behind him. And we've had problems with him in the past. He's kind of like a pest. He's been nosing around here and there.
With his monsters, I think he would have won.
With them, yeah. He ain't got them now, do he?
Not enough of them.
It'd be a nice, clean, easy fight.
I don't know about easy.
Yeah, I'll sit with you.
Very well, I accept.
I hand it off, hilt first.
And if they ask, say we just found it. Right? Well, I'll just tell them I found it. But I don't give a fuck.
I remember how to use this. Huh.
And I bow to her.
She nods.
Full proper bow.
Yeah, she nods to you, and you turn, and you go to be present at the happy couple's wedding.
The red wedding.
It's a beautiful ceremony.
And as we wend our way to intermission, in breathless anticipation of another
Beautiful ceremony.
another beautiful union, we have a slight irregularity. So on the back end of this, usually we do our journals at the beginning, but I wanted to be able to introduce Atiani first so that our faraway friends and the table had some context for who he was. Mm-hmm. So I will be reading his thoughts coming back into the city.
Great.
Wunderbar.
And I think, you know what? I'll wait on that because I wanted to. I'll make it official, but because Allie won MVP last session.
Good.
Yeah, I'll wait on that though, and I'll tell her when she gets back. All right, friends, we will be back in about 15. Thank you so much, and we will see you after intermission.
See you guys later.
Why limit your imagination? In the tabletop role-playing space, customization is everything, especially when it comes to your character. Whether you're a player, a painter, or a master of tales, your character is what matters most.
Greetings, weary travelers, and welcome to Constructed Chaos, a channel dedicated to all things D&D, including live play streams and podcasts, 3D printing, painting, crafting, homebrew content, and guides for players and dungeon masters alike. Join our Discord for even more special benefits, announcements, and free downloadable content. And until next time, go out there and make some chaos.
We lift our voice to greet the rising sun. Your splendorous touch burns away the dark. With a soft golden hue, your world is made anew. We follow the path you've laid.
And we're back. Wonderful to have you with us. We return to a happy wedding party. Yes. So let's get that candle of tales lit and get the show.
The candle of tales.
Almost beautiful.
Almost
there.
Just a skip.
So good.
Couple notches away from beautiful.
There.
In the really pretty area.
Not that you would ever mess with that. Randy, you are, what level are you?
4.
4? Yeah, it's 2d6.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you know, a little sneaky.
And that's just on the, if you just look up Rogue 5e, that'll pop up and you'll see their advancement. Okay. You have lured him to the grotto. You're not sure. Aww.
With a pie.
There's a Toby.
Toby.
And Toby writes, after dropping $4.99 on a super chat, says, "Justice for Zapilli."
They're being surrounded on all sides right now. That's terrible.
Come on.
Oh. You know what? Let me set myself down. I need to read this journal entry.
Yeah, there's something. Yeah. I knew there was something I forget.
No, we're good. We're good. So.
Tani's journal entry.
Atiani. Yeah.
Atiani.
It's almost Italian. It has like a really.
Atiani.
Has a nice.
It's almost Tatiana.
Lyricism.
Tatiana.
Yeah, it's true. What an odd thing. To know the words you speak, the words you hear, will be the last you ever share betwixt yourself and your twin flame. I knew in my bones, when my Lord and my beloved sent me to find a shard of crystal remembrance, we would never see one another alive again. And now I return to a shattered city, my quest successful, and my former life in literal ruin. Ocatla. We overcame so much, to remain together. Your enemies were numerous and powerful, yet through the grace of radiant Kayotl, you always protected me in the end, and I found ways to survive. Beloved, you held no desire of the flesh, and so to stay in union with you, I extinguished mine. Again and again, the petty intrigues and jealousies of our city attempted to force us apart, yet our bond always prevailed in the end. And now, your sun has set, laid low by a beast from nightmare, perhaps aided by treachery from within. You knew that Radiant Kayotl's sun was also setting, that his era was nearly over. Yet by the natural order of things, it should now pass on to an age of Taluk, not the Dread Mother. And by our sacred love, I vow I will do everything I can to see that rightful progression restored. I was wrong. It's not an odd thing to recognize the last moment with the emotional center of your world. It is a gift. One I humbly receive, Radiant Kayotl, and cherish even in the depths of my unfathomable grief. By that light, I will find my way yet.
Harumph.
Okay.
Harumph.
So you are with each other, and Ocatla perhaps thinks better. You see the smiling face of your mentee, Lenali, as your maid of honor, there with you. And who is, I guess you're, so it's been measure for measure. And Orin says, this is right. This is right. Only the gods and the spirits can bless this union. There would be no mortal man fit to preside over this, and certainly not now. And you can hear the waters coming down the lovely waterscape of the grotto. You even see a curious Paija far from the forest, who has crept onto the rocks to observe. Curious as always. More
in front of him right now.
No, you this since it was measure for measure.
Yeah, I'm trying to see who's there.
Yeah, no, you're
there.
The fight. Yeah, fighting home dude is not fighting
Okay.
home dude is not there.
Got it.
And so you have this little lovely. Yeah, I'll go and stand. We all know what's coming. Yeah. There's no suspense.
inevitable.
There's no suspense here. Okay. So there's a little lovely waterway. You see the rocks, and now unfortunately pieces of masonry have kind of choked it and cluttered it. But that's all. That all can be rebuilt. That all will come back around.
Yeah.
And he says, hopefully, do you have any words for me, my love? Anything as we witness this changing of the guard and this entry into a new era?
How many of his men are around?
It's 1 for 1. So basically, I'm putting everybody who's in the, there are more of them around, but they're kind of away. You know that the divine construct is ready to tear into his zombie retinue, and you also know that Lanali working in concert with you is absolutely deadly.
Okay. I would pull him close and whisper to him.
His hand,
Sweet nothing.
his hand wraps around your waist in a far too familiar fashion as he leans into toward your full lips to receive every syllable.
And using a dissonant whisper, she would say, "Time to lose."
Okay.
Aww.
And damage on that is 2d10 if he fails. Psychic damage.
3d6.
3d6. Okay. And then
If he makes it or fails.
right. And I think he is forced away from you. Yeah. And this spell's a really weird one, but oops. Take this. Yeah. This is a weird one because you get to use your reaction for movement, but it also burns his reaction, so it has that too. Okay. So it takes a second, and he kind of looks at you. His hands fly up to his ears. Roll 3d6.
Hey.
14.
14. Pretty
Wait.
fatty.
Wait, I'm sorry. It's 12.
12. Okay.
Sorry.
It's a lot.
And as you do that, Lanali lunges in, just takes a single step. You had envenomed her dagger. He does still have his bone armor on, but she just punches right through it, selects a thin spot on it, jabs in, and Ocatla's on her poison damage is 4d6.
I'm not sure about that.
I know it's at least 2, because that's what Wace is at, but I thought it was higher.
I think it's 3d6.
It's 3. That sounds right. Okay.
Yeah, for your level, 7 or whatever it is, yeah.
Yeah, and she's getting her coordinated attack in there.
She is.
That's a nasty alpha strike. 15, you did it's 25. Okay, and
A little hunter's marky in there.
whew. Okay. Basically all at the same time because she was reacting off of you. So he's forced away from you, and you see just blood pouring down his back now, everywhere where she gouged out a huge chunk of flesh, and there's that feral glint of the Urlit killer in her eyes, fully in her eyes. And he, which Shadowfox you would know all too well. Okay, and he runs screaming.
Will she get a zap off, maybe?
Holding No, Nalishli was not privy to this treachery. Just running and screaming for his life. All right, and now we're in rounds.
Good eye. Did any of see any placement for a rock
Yeah.
while he was
that we can
rolling?
release?
Because that would have been entirely on the ready.
Too far. This is a maybe.
Okay.
They may be able to roll it down.
Yeah. That would be.
Was well prepared for such treachery.
Yes, you were. Yes, you were.
Off to the side, may I have a bow or an arrow ready to take him, as I know he's going to flee, because he's a coward at heart. He needs to get back to his adoring fans in public and all that.
That would have been too obvious, because you can't. He wouldn't have come in here if you were armed. However, what dex are you moving at? 18? 18, yeah. Yeah, you and Lenali are probably actually moving at the same time this round. You can probably close with him though, Randy.
Yeah. I'm gonna.
In fact, with a cunning action, you absolutely can close with him.
Perfect. I'm gonna tap a Nalishli, and I'm gonna run in. Let her know that I'm starting.
Okay. She starts forward as well. All right. So you're gonna.
I'm gonna intercept him at the pass.
You want to intercept him, or do you want to get behind him?
Get behind him. And,
Okay.
Yeah.
and Marcus is not suddenly gone dark side. I'm just using the familiar figures for the players, so that and the audience, so everybody knows who's that. So that's Shadow Fox.
18.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, go.
Because I'm right behind him, do I get advantage?
You do.
Excellent.
You're directly behind him,
and you get your bonus.
Ooh, 16 with my attack. What bonus? Oh, just for the attack damage. Gotcha.
You punch through, and you go. It's not by surprise. Oh no, but you're right. Anytime you have advantage, you get to use. Good call. It's not just from. They really need to change that name. It's not sneak attack. It's
distraction.
It's distraction or disadvantage attack.
Yeah.
And then 2d of those, yeah.
Yeah, 2 extra.
Yeah, because you're the
2 extra for you. Yep. This is very nasty.
Nasty.
10, 13. Do I add my strength to this?
Yeah.
15.
Mm-hmm. Woo. Okay. How do you end him?
Oh.
I want to run.
You said you wanted this quick, Tatiana.
Right.
I really did. She's so bored.
As he's running, fleeing for his life.
I got things to do.
Grab it by the hair, rip it back, jab up through his fucking... and then rip out just to really seal the deal.
So normally you wouldn't have been able to get all the way to the esophagus because of his chosen essence, but it's been badly depleted. Yeah. So you feel more a superhuman level of resistance across the soft flesh of the throat, but you bank that he's close. And you're right. You feel it sink in, and then you tear through the carotid artery, and there's a spray as the man who's ended and enslaved so many souls is himself ended.
Oh, Ocatla has a pair to go next to the nightstand, another head.
Okay.
Maybe.
Immediately.
Not worth it.
Immediately, your strong right hand interposes herself with this guy as she is also moving on her 16 to attack him. He manages to ward her off, but she's done her job. What dex are you moving at?
16.
16. And your wisdom is?
Wisdom is 0. 11.
11? Okay. So you're actually moving before initially then. You're moving basically with his elites. So what are you up to?
I have 40 feet of movement. Am I able to get on the other side of the one that's attacking, that your mentee is attacking? Sorry, I forgot her name for a second.
Lenali.
Mm-hmm. And also, I wanted to trigger the rock, even if it does just roll over his dead body. That'd be hilarious.
Okay. Oh, so what do you? What was the code?
Like, what a wonderful wedding!
Just have it wrong.
What was
That's the cue.
What was your? Oh, what a wonderful wedding. Okay.
Love.
That's fair. Okay. You want to get to the other side of him?
Yep.
You can.
Cake surprise.
Yep. And then I'll do a Makwa two-handed attack.
Okay. Go for it.
And that's advantage because it's flanked.
No, you need to be directly behind him.
Oh, I thought it would be directly. Yeah, but then I'll do that.
Okay, you want to get directly behind him. Okay, all right.
That is going to be a 14, 15, 17.
17, that does it.
And then that is 1d10 plus 3.
Yep.
6.
Okay. He's in a bad way, but he turns and he screams out, "Traitor!"
Traitor to me?
No, to her.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and then I'll use my second attack.
Okay, go.
That is going to be a 17 again.
Okay.
I love weddings! That is going to be a 9.
I love red weddings.
Really right on the edge.
Nice.
Okay, he is hanging by a thread right now. It's a tough SOB. Okay, 16, she's going. And she knows her job. So, when he falls, you hear this, and Nalishli just starts charging over that way.
The meat cleaver.
And she has the Makwi. Yeah. She screams out. It's a little weird to think of her without Winter's Harvest, you know.
Right?
And that is a con check. So shatters 3 die.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe.
What level is she?
She's just casting it at the base.
Oh,
I think
okay.
it's
3 die.
Its base is 3 die. Pretty sure.
It is just with
Yeah. Okay. Good.
the ego of the sword. Of this guy.
Okay. They kind of stumble and scatter a bit. They don't seem to be really kind of processing what's going on very well. There's going to be some combat. We're not gonna run through all of that, but basically there's some hangers on. Your people, in true Yearlet fashion, are all ready to turn on them, so they kind of get the jump. It happens. So they kind of get the jump on them, and
Game of Thrones turning action.
a bit. Yeah, there's a bit of that, and then that guy's going to. He knows he's dead. Okay, Donnie, you're going to take a swipe at him as he comes around, and he makes basically a death lunge at Ocatla.
Okay. Would that be with advantage?
As he pulling away from you, because you're still sitting directly behind him.
What a wonderful wedding.
That will be a dirty 20.
Okay, so he takes his own Makwa. He's swinging it around at you. Are you just kind of bored and impassive as it's coming at you?
Yeah.
Okay. And where did you bury into him?
I would have been his Makwa, and at the same time be like, "Oh, you forgot this," and just like very casually, just
like back
a
of the head,
bonk on the head, like just ha.
Okay. Blood starts running down,
and if
running
it's
down the
kinda
head.
stuck in it too, he'd be like, "No, you go over here. Now you go over there."
You move once, and then he collapses. And
Like, no fun. I thought they were undying.
so he comes and he collapses right at your feet, just as the blood starts coming out of his scalp and head.
Backs up.
Casually.
Ocatla, I believe you're moving at a 16. Are you just gonna chill and observe, or you want to do something?
I'm looking around. I'm curious, like, how his people are responding.
I mean, most of them are screaming and in shock.
They're in shock. Okay.
Some of them are fighting, but you feel like your forces are going to pretty quickly carry the day.
Yeah. I would just be taunting them a little bit, I think. Like,
Yes. This is
you see how foolish you all are? Do you see how foolish you all are?
With advantage, make an intimidation check.
Bunch of fools. I love it.
Oh man, intimidation.
Yeah.
27.
Okay.
Voice of a god almost comes out.
Carries.
There's something in the moment, as within the span of 12 seconds, you have their Kayotl leader, who has won dozens of combats that they've been on the campaign trail with for winter after winter, dead. I mean, done in like a dog.
Like in like seconds.
As the boulder as the boulder rolls over, burying him,
A strike.
obliterating, and there's a shattering of that as the Paija goes crazy, kind of just spinning around and taking in all of the violence of the creatures that are supposedly more evolved than it. As his right-hand man, who's been with him from the beginning, took the death lunge at you and now has had his brains serrated out of his skull. And they break.
Yeah.
And you see them start running. A bunch of them eat attacks of opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them will make it out, unless you immediately try to get the men together for a pursuit and a rout. So do you want to hardcore go after them and pursue them, or are you going to let them run like dogs?
I think go after some. Like, we don't have to get every single one of them, but like go after a few, or like a good amount, and also round up what we can of their stuff.
Ask them to.
Okay.
We'll deal them and kill their stuff.
Oh no, they're in a blind.
Ruthless.
They're in a blind panic.
This is called survival.
They were
okay?
They were trying to force me into a marriage.
Please.
They're dumb.
There's a blind panic going
I call
on.
his dagger. You told me to take it.
Donnie, make a persuasion check and see how effectively you can organize the route.
Come on, my
the
friends.
routing action.
That is going to be a 12.
A 12. Okay, you do a decent job. You get the ones that are witless, slow, or stupid. They go down, they get hacked up, and the rest of them run. Some of them literally screaming. So much for that. It's about the most one-sided combat we've ever had.
Wow.
Here at
I believe
Darkeport.
so.
Quick and done. Great.
One round
You
and you're
manifested
done.
it. You wanted it.
One and done.
You wanted it.
Yeah.
Well, he also didn't understand that Lanali was Kayotl. So they panic. They leave their baggage train. All of your dowry that had been collected is there.
Collect, organize immediately.
Places.
They have some pretty serious stores of food as well.
Very good.
Some water, some wine. What do you want to do with their slaves?
With their slaves?
You absorb their.
Yeah.
Do you absorb their slaves?
Sure.
Okay. So you now have some more labor for the city.
Yeah. The city needs it right now.
It does.
Ocatla, can I look at his body?
Which one?
Orin.
Orin.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
You told me to take his dagger. Can I have his other stuff too?
Is that other red one still up, or are they dispatching that?
Yeah.
During that time?
He ran,
Right.
and I'm gonna give him a roll and see if he made it. He was a little too far in. I'm gonna say Nalishli eventually got him.
Do I notice Nalishli's weapon?
It's gonna be a hard DC with everything that's going on, but go ahead and try perception. You might.
Oh yeah, she does.
23.
Okay, so as Nalishli takes the head with, you know she is powerful, but you see the way the head just separates from the body,
I love that.
and you're like,
That's so familiar.
that looks a little familiar. And then you see the dark leather wrapping with the runes that are in it, and you also see the scored symbols that run up of like the lake eagle and other things, and you know that she's wielding Watley's, the late dearly departed Watley's weapon.
And just from context clues of who's around, it's pretty easy to assess who gave that to her.
No, it's just in her hand.
Okay, got it.
I mean, you can definitely have suspicions, but
Yes.
yeah.
Conversations later.
I was right next to that body when it went down, right? If there's other things going on, like other people...
Now remember, there is now a ton of boulder on top of that
He
body.
did that the next turn, though, and I still go faster than him. So
You didn't attack the guy behind you?
No. Okay. Well, I didn't have a chance to. Everybody started breaking. He ran. I want to do a quick interaction with object and do a quick snip off with his dagger.
You get everything, Mr. Fence. He was
I'm literally right behind him. I grabbed him by his hair, threw him to the ground, interact with object, snip.
Now, with this many people, they're going to know that you took the dagger.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, Orin's dagger?
Yeah.
But I want that dagger.
Let me finish.
Oh.
Okay. Okay, so you snip. What was your perception roll? A 23 or something?
Yeah.
Okay, so you see him snipping the dagger.
Okay.
You snip the dagger.
And then the combat ends and...
Yeah, combat ends, home dude runs.
Take a quick scan about the room, or the grotto. See...
the waters are now running... The waters now run red.
I see Ocatla. I go right up to her, and I present the dagger as requested.
Very good.
Oh, fun things. We found Wortley's sword while I was investigating the city. It's now in her hands. I'll probably get right back to Etzli.
I'd like to insight, see if I buy that.
I've been looking for this too.
Yes,
Okay.
I know.
And I want to look in to see if I can notice anything.
This is my betrothed father's ex-weapon.
Well, I rolled. Is that okay?
Yeah, no, you rolled. Make a deception. Make a deception check, or you try to insight him as well. Okay, roll insight. Don't say anything yet. Ready? Want to have him roll first?
Nope.
Okay. What did you get?
I crit, so it's 26.
Jesus.
I did not crit, and even if it would have been 26, but I got a 20, dirty 20. So it was really good.
You find it beyond the bounds of credulity that the weapon has that events unfolded quite that way.
All things just bubbling up.
That is quite wonderful coincidence, isn't it?
Isn't it, that?
Well, I will,
Sure that gets back to its proper place, right?
will you make sure of that?
Of course.
May I give it to my wife?
Absolutely, I was going to give it to you anyway.
I'm sure you would.
I was.
I'll take it.
Nilishli looks at you, like really looks at you for the first time, and you can see the uncanny flesh of this divine construct.
You'll bow.
Pull that mask out.
You're going to be married soon, I think.
I hope so. She's pregnant.
Oh, with child. Etzli is yours.
Yes. I love her.
She had a gentle voice. She looks, Nilishli looks around the carnage of the grotto. Don't get married here.
We were planning on it, but I think this was a better ceremony.
Ocatla,
Lishley, thank you for being here.
they were dogs. I am disturbed by the gore. I'm going to clean it up, unless there's a reason for me not to.
Yes, we're going to clean it up. Why are you disturbed? I'm surprised a warrior such as yourself would be disturbed.
No, not just by the gore. I have seen much death. It's because I like this grotto, and I feel like it should remain as pure as possible.
You're right.
You did what you needed to. I understand.
You understand that I couldn't lose more of my people right now.
Anyone who uses zombies is bad. And she just says that with like the certitude of a child.
Agreed.
Agreed.
I will tend to them. I don't want those things hurting anyone, and they seem to be pacified right now. Anoli, will you help me?
I will.
But first, so there's no reason for me not to clean these in my own way?
No.
Good.
Yes.
Ashes, ashes, ashes as she hits these different bodies.
Ocatla smiles big. Wow.
She looks at you. Make an insight check.
That was so cool.
9.
May I make that insight check as well?
Yes, you can.
Thank you.
May I?
I got nat one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm. What an awesome display of power!
Something crosses behind her eyes, but you are unable to discern if this is the first time that she actually has a layered message or not. Is she actually becoming Earlet?
Ooh.
Okay.
I would hope so.
I catch up with you for a second.
Etzli.
So, Etzli, you...
I purposely wait for people to notice and come and try to wake me up.
You start to come to, and Puddle. No. See. Okay, and this is important, Corey, because in that first split second, as the soldier comes up, with advantage, make a deception check. Because you need to see if you send him the subliminal signals that you're a victim and on his side, or that you were a co-conspirator.
Ooh, this is deception?
Yeah, deception.
320.
Okay. He looks up, and once you see the horror on his face, you know you have him. Ah! No! He comes over to you, and he checks over. Not the daughter of Watley. Your neck. And he puts his, because they don't, most people don't know how to, check for a pulse in this era. So he puts his ear close to your mouth to hear you breathing. And you have a horrendous headache, but otherwise you think you could probably pull yourself together and function. Stay here. Stay here.
What happened?
You, runner, stay here. Stay here with her. I need to. No, go back. Tell them that the daughter of Watley needs Tulloch's waters. Go. Yes, sir. So he starts running.
Thank you, kind sir. Or do I know the guard's name?
Pottle.
Thank you, Pottle.
He looks at you.
What happened?
I was hoping you.
I just know I got hit on the head.
Oh, fuck.
I fell.
Oh, fuck me. He looks back and
What?
you see the blank spot where Ocatla's inert form was.
Oh, Kayotl! He's gone.
You see his face turns white.
And she puts on the best act she can, totally like in shock.
The mistress is going to have me killed.
Oh my god. Who? What? Why?
He stands up.
Where?
He takes out a little piece of bark parchment, and he starts pressing on it with his thumbnail.
Do I know what it is?
And making certain signs. He's writing his death poem.
Oh, cool.
And he's preparing himself.
Ocatla needs everyone here.
I don't need to be unmanned by what Mistress Ocatla will do to me before she slits my throat. I'll
The person who stole this is very powerful. She'll understand.
If you really believe that, sweet girl, you haven't been paying attention to what's going on in this city. He rolls up the death poem. If she allows it, please give this to my wife.
It was good knowing you.
He composes himself.
Thank you for everything you've done now.
To the sun.
Oh.
You get a little splatter on you. Okay.
She'll wipe it off with whatever she has available to wipe off.
You have a little linen cloth, a little linen kerchief. The boy comes back, and through some minor miracle, someone gave him an elixir to knit flesh and to reduce swelling. He stops as he sees this the guard that he obviously knew. And he starts screaming like he's screaming out all the horror.
I go to him.
Of the
Do I know
last
the guy's
8
name?
days. Not this kid.
Calm down. He honorably took his life.
He shrinks away from you. It's going to be your choice. Do you want at disadvantage, or do you want a very high DC for persuasion? It's a persuasion roll.
I'll do a high DC on this
Okay.
one. Let's see here. Oh, that's an 18 plus my persuasion. 23.
Okay, DC was 22. So.
Oh wow! Wow.
You see burgeoning madness behind his eyes as this kid has been pushed to the limit and beyond, and is still somehow functioning.
I will try to calm him down, explain the early ways around honor killings or self. I assume that's a tradition.
Oh yeah. Especially
and
for
he
the
failed
military.
his duty, and he wrote his death poem. I will give it to his wife. You must get your act together. Go.
The kid drops down to his knees and kind of.
Can you go to Ocatla and let her know what happened? Can you go to
Mistress
Domina Ocatla?
To the Domina.
He needs to know.
What do I say?
Tell her that I and I'm sorry, what's his name again?
Tiani.
Pottle were attacked by something and unconscious, and Akatsun is gone.
I'll find the Domina. I'll tell her that Lord Akatsun is gone. Okay.
And he kind of shakily gets up.
I'll pocket the. I do not. If I don't, unless I feel I have to take it, I'll do my own medicine check on myself. But I want to keep the wounds.
Great idea.
I do not want to get rid of them unless it's a life-saving situation.
Sick.
You check yourself over, and you know not to go to sleep anytime soon, just in case. But because sometimes when someone takes a shot like that and they go to sleep too soon, Atiani was not fucking around. Like, had his control not been excellent, he could have killed you with that hit. He took you right there.
I check also, make sure things are okay here.
And probably was careful because the way that you landed, you don't feel jarred. That was the one thing that he did take care with.
Matter of fact, I'll go with the kid if I can.
You're not going to be able to keep up with
all right, then I won't.
Yes.
Then I will make my way to a more appropriate
area. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
visibly being seen along the way. So.
Oh, woe is me.
What happened? Oh my gods! Radiant Lord, what happened? What happened to you, Etzli? So yeah, you're keeping up the act, and one of the I know it's the wrong culture, but one of the babushkas takes you in and sits you down and implies you with that's universal. That's universal.
Fresh water. Anyone have fresh water?
And
which is hard to find right now.
She's giving it is.
I might need some wine instead.
She's giving you some stew.
All right.
Some
tag goulash.
And just about the time where you're seeing Nalishli and the Shadow Fox in this intricate dance with the zombies, trying to basically kind of herd them out in a way, and you know that there are more out there. You also realize that part of his gifts in the bag are these skeletons that are just kind of crumpled up, and you wander around whatever he was going to use to animate. You just, like, your instinct tells you all of them are laid out exactly the same way in the bags, as though they could just spring up easily out and armed, and all of them have some sort of obsidian blade or club along with them as well.
What a dickhead.
mean, there's probably like another 40 of these bags
Wow.
that have been laid around, but he just never got a chance to do anything
Wow.
with them. So as that's actually, before we go on, what do you want to do with those bags? Do you want to have them destroyed and smashed? Do you want to have
disassemble them, but also like, I don't know, does the obsidian serve us? If it does, then I'll take it.
Yeah, no, I mean, those are all, they're low grade weapons, but
Yeah.
they're all resources. Okay.
Get rid of the
So
bones.
you disassemble, do you want to powder the bone? Like, do you want them to smash the bones?
Yeah, I'm sure we could use it in some way, or just
You can use them as crafting material.
Put them in with the concrete.
Okay, so you use these human bones as additional crafting material, and
it's a tough time.
it's tough times. You take the burlap sacks and you repurpose those as well. Okay, very good. So as this is happening, and you are hearing reports of yet more zombies that he didn't take into the city proper, that are kind of hanging out in the fields. So runners are going back and forth, and you're getting updates on them, and apparently they've begun to wander around as well.
Are they strong?
They're dangerous.
Okay, well, yeah, they have to be taken down, and I would instruct everyone to. We have like arpo bladders and stuff, or no?
Not as many as in Germentum, but you do. Yeah, you do have oil.
Yeah, to do our best to like set them aflame, if we can, and if not, to
Poor, abused zombies. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I tell her everything I know about them and how to kill them best too.
All right. Yeah. If you have the luxury of a sustained fire, that also will work. But but like a beheadings, decapitation is always a classic. So as in the midst of all of that, just about when it seems that your victory has been pretty comprehensive, you see this ashen-faced boy hauling ass towards you, and you get another Domina.
Hi.
I was sent, and Lord Ocatla's body is gone.
What do you mean it's gone?
It's gone.
He's dead.
Who was he being watched?
Yes, but Sergeant Puddle, he took his own life for his failure. They were attacked.
Who else was attacked?
Yes.
There was a lady there with
Who?
him. He kind of shrinks back from the harshness, because your own chosen power is still kind of, in your voice. I don't know her.
What does she look like?
She's pretty and skinny, and she has her hair in a braid to the right. And that kind of sounds like Etzli.
Well, she's not pregnant, so it cannot be my Etzli.
He looks at you. Actually, her belly, maybe she was with child.
Where is she now?
She just told me to come and teach, because he knows who you are too.
He's just gonna just start running.
Okay, all right. So yeah, the kid stumbles, and you see him bolt and
I will be back.
Bolt and take off looking for her.
Do I have any sense that Etzli's been like
Not yet.
being a little sneak?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. But Etzli is all right. The woman.
She got hurt, but I think she was okay. I got her. The sergeant asked me to get her the waters of Tlaloc, and I did.
And she just kind of like says it, like whispers to herself, I don't know why she would be there. Well, he can't have gotten that far. And Linoli's around?
Yeah, Linoli's there.
I would turn my back to that runner. Linoli, who is strong enough to even move Ocatla? Who wasn't here today?
Inert like that, mistress. His essence gone. He was lighter than you might think.
I guess that's true.
He didn't have the same power. That's when he was animated.
His mask is missing, and he is now missing.
By the same hand?
Could be.
Which is more important? Now that this dog is dealt with, what do I look after?
I mean, Ocatla, of course. The mask is very important, but this is our fallen leader.
And this was at, boy, huh? This was at the staging grounds, for all of our artifacts. Uh-huh. With your leave, then I'll go if the situation here is under control.
It is. Again, please be cautious of who you share this with.
It won't pass my lips. And she turns, you were with Nalishli.
But if I heard Domine, and she seemed to have everything under control, I might have skulked back a little bit to see what was going on. I'm a curious little fox, dude.
You are Are you going to leave Nalishli possibly?
Only what she had left.
Though? I mean, she's kind of coaxing them and hurting them.
Okay. I could have gotten information for us. I'm going to help you. Unless you let me go and get information for us. But you got to be quick about it.
Okay, so make a perception roll and see how much of that you can catch.
Not 20.
Okay, so you position yourself like a Paija, like a curious Paija. You know exactly how that grotto echoes. And fortunately...
And reading lips on the sides that I can't read.
And fortunately for you, they're standing in just such a way. And of Ocatla's many talents is not the same one that Wesa has, which is observant. So she has other abilities built a little differently. So you catch, between lip reading and the echoes, you catch basically all of that. Okay, so you're hauling ass, your heart is in your throat as you're running, and you know that your past is destroyed and now your future might be damaged or perhaps lost, you don't know. Nalishli does still have Watley's blade. She has not relinquished that to anyone. She's indicated that she will, but she has not physically given it up yet while she's hurting the zombies. So you run through Zolan, people fleeing before you, getting out of your way. There's that much left of the old hierarchy intact. And where do you run to? Which is...
Wherever a babushka would be yelling and trying to prepare soup.
Okay, so you're trying to find... Well, the first place, because you got caught pretty close to the staging grounds, so the first place that you instinctively would run to is the pyramid. That makes sense.
Yeah.
You haul through there. You go into the deep, into the catacombs. Then the deep catacombs. She's not there. You run back out. Your heart again is pounding. I'm not going to make you have so much adrenaline coursing through. I'm not going to make you make a con check, and you just continue to run. And the only other place you even know where to look. Now you're starting to get a little panicked.
Yeah. Freaking the fuck out.
Because you're thinking she might have passed out.
I probably would have went to the wife, the former wife, and after the soup, and give her the death letter if that's possible.
You're not moving so well, but I'm about to roll here and see who gets. So basically just a flat roll. Let me see. Both of y'all roll. Let me see where we're at here.
7.
2. Okay. So
I'm so much faster than you, my love.
So you
3 times as much.
You feel the soup restoring some of your strength. She must have some nice little herbs, some little nice little of the stimulating bark that the earlet sometimes chew on and suck. She must have sprinkled that in the soup, and to be sparing on that with your child, but a little bit's probably okay at this point. You get up and you're about to leave when you see your betrothed haul ass past the window of this rubble.
Solon!
You run.
No. Let me take that baby. Okay. Be careful. No.
You run into the.
Are you hurt? No. You are.
He looks fine, and you see.
I killed a bunch of guys.
You see this. You see the side of her head just above her temple, just bloated right now, and there's dried blood There's dried blood that's run down her face.
What did you do? Why do you do these things? You make someone almost die.
Hey,
I almost have heart attack.
Dominique.
Can I self-apply medicine to myself,
I thought
like a
they gave you
bandage
the medicine.
or something?
Yes.
Yeah, and I'll
ahead.
start treating.
Okay. Who has the better? Keep that roll. Donnie, you go ahead and roll as well. And then who has the better medicine?
I have a. I do. I have
You-
specialized.
okay, yeah,
I have
okay.
a
So basically-
a 19 total.
I'm getting in the way, just trying to
Maybe-
fuck
yeah.
it up because I'm so panicked. I just want you to be okay.
It's all.
Why do you do this?
Don't know how to do this.
Stop being so stupid.
This. It wasn't my fault.
Everything you do is always our fault.
I got attacked.
By who?
I don't know.
What is it? I heard the man killed himself.
Dominique.
Yes.
She has been through much.
You think so long I thought? This is our baby. Why do you keep leaving? Stay. Safe, my love.
I have to do things in the city.
I love you. Do not do this.
I love you too. The city has to survive, and I have to do things as well.
But
She's fine.
I
He's
found
fine.
your weapon. I found your father's weapon. The construct has it. The big one.
What?
With the eyes of a dark, great white. Oh, my love. We will be so okay. Everything will be fine.
Thank you.
Without asking, the babushka reaches out. She takes the death poem and she just mutters, "I know the wife."
Make sure it gets to him.
She gets up and
I'm sure he did his best to put it right.
she gets up and she gives you an arthritic, a stooped half arthritic bow, and then kind of creeps out.
What happened? Oh,
Why-
Yeah. Okay.
Why were you at your father's grave?
I did things for my father's grave. I did, but I heard that y'all.
His body is gone.
I heard. What?
His body is gone.
I know.
Where?
I don't know.
Then why do you say you know?
I know.
Zolan is confused.
My eyes are. Honey, I came to see. Asked him for myself. I heard that he was uncovered. I was talking to the guard. The next thing I know, I'm on the ground with this.
Since Zolan has an experience where would I be able to tell if I was able to see what kind of weapon would have been able to do that? Because obviously you know it wasn't a Makwa, but maybe the backhand of a Makwa or some other type of...
So the Mach was interesting because you can actually, it's one of those weird weapons that you can flip and you can do either slashing or bashing with, depending. Make a medicine check, and for this specifically, I'll let you use your proficiency.
Nice.
Okay. That is a 16, 18. Oh yeah, proficiency is plus 2?
Well, at least plus 2.
Oh, yeah, sorry, plus 2, 19.
Yeah. So you're looking at that. It could have been a Makwa, but it looks more like either a club or maybe a slender staff. Because there's a little bit of length.
Would he be able to tell that it was withholding, or was it as hard as someone was swinging with it?
I mean, if they had done it much,
if it was a grown man, he would assume that.
If they'd done it much harder, her skull would have cracked open.
Yeah, it could be the hardest thing.
Yeah, I guess he was just trying to see like with the intention to kill her.
No,
A normal person probably would have done a lot of damage to
It depends. I mean, it depends on how the head snapped. It depends on how her weight was shifting. You know, too many variables.
Yeah.
Where is his body?
I don't know.
Who would want it? Why would you want it?
I haven't had time to think, my love.
I am sorry. Get your
head is-
rest.
And then I'm gonna to the pyramid.
Okay.
We need to go and talk to Ocatla and this fox. And these other people. There's so many silly things happening.
I need to rest if I can.
I will carry you.
And
Okay. Yeah. You can.
Fine.
yeah.
You can carry her. All right.
I went to a wedding today.
And I'll start telling him like,
No, shh.
News of your victory spreads, of course. And also, now the whispers begin that the presence of the Dread Mother herself was felt in the grotto, despite it being the day, and that when you spoke with her voice. And that the Belai dogs cowered in fear as they realized the enormity of their transgression, and they have fled the city. And also, that the Kuind were with them.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask that.
You saw within the ranks quite a few Kuind, young male Kuind faces that had sided with them. In fact, more than what you initially had thought.
And they all fled.
Yeah, no, they fled.
Were any stragglers around the city? Did any go to comfortable spots like the old Kuin compound or anywhere else that I might be able to find them?
They're out of there. There are some dead Kuin bodies because not all of those young men made it out.
Is there any ritual for afterlife with us?
Zolan was pursuing them, and Zolan was supposed to pursuing them.
How we have a candle with Quailithon, and Quailithon actually guides that person home. Is there anything similar?
Every civilization has burial rituals. So
great. I want to make sure that this man never gets to his homestand.
I know.
Take out his eyes if I need to, because he has to be able to see where he goes. Take out his throat if he needs to, because he has to be able to speak to his ancestors.
I'll say that you find three of these young men, Kuin, who had been cut down as they attempted to flee.
These guys are traitors to their people. They have no love for me.
Part of my victory is sharing the wealth that was provided in the dowry.
Okay.
My casual Ocatla for president bribery.
So I want to make sure that happens. So with advantage, because this is truly a bounty, make a performance roll.
Wow.
It's pretty fat.
It's a great performance.
That's pretty
it's
fat.
26.
That's pretty damn fat.
That's awesome.
So as you go through Ocatla for president, a spontaneous celebration erupts in the city as they take these basically at this point totally exhausted cooking materials, spices. Some of them are from different parts of the continent, so they've never been tasted before. Some of them are familiar, but in incredibly short supply, et cetera, et cetera. And the entire city, for one blessed night, puts aside the horror of the last 8 days and just kind of cuts loose. There's drumming, there's dancing. Many children are conceived that night.
It's like very Revenge of the Sith.
And you, where do you find yourself as you know that you've kind of catalyzed this and it's spreading out in waves, and there is a lot of crying, but there's also laughter, and you feel like your people are damaged but not broken.
Yeah. Ocatla is walking very gently through the crowds, through the city. She's flanked with her support, and she's letting herself be seen, but she's kind of walking in a humble way, just very looking and nodding and...
With 2 artifacts on her.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Can I sneak up beside her while she's walking through the city, just not there 1 second, there the next second?
It's like Cersei's.
Potentially. Are you trying to sneak up on her?
Not with any kind of intent, ill intent, but just...
Make a stealth roll anyway. Actually, I want to see if he beats your passive perception.
Yeah, it's a good one. 25.
All right, so 1 second. Yeah, 1 second you're there.
Well, you done a good job solidifying your place.
It just appears that this is how it's all meant to be.
Maybe it is. Maybe it does. To say, I am so enamored of what you've done here and how you've done it. I mean, problem after problem after problem, and here you are, just it hasn't been easy, of course, but you've done some good stuff here.
Is there something you want?
To give you my congratulations on a job well done, to say that I might be going hunting for some Kuin traitors here soon. I don't know. Congratulations, really. You're so much more than I first thought you were.
And I wonder about you.
Plenty of things to wonder about. person. But what do you want? I'll give you one carte blanche answer that you can ask, and I will give you a full, unbridled, truthful answer to it. But only one. For such a good job.
Oh, what a generous gesture.
I know, I surprise myself sometimes.
It's like a genie.
What are you keeping from me?
That is a very blobby question. With a lot of nuance and whatnot.
What comes first to your mind?
Tezcatli. Every day.
No. What is the first form of treachery that you are casting against me? What comes first to your mind?
Nah, my treachery's already been cast. Hey, no. I'm on your side now as long as you keep on what you said you were gonna do.
And what was that treachery?
Stealing Watley's sword. I mean, liberating it from the ground when people left it and off they went. And then from there, there was a bit with that little merchant.
If you were so keen to steal a simple sword, why wouldn't you steal more when so much is up for grabs?
There is a lot up for grabs. I'd say that some things might be better left to the annals of history, so to speak. And some things might be, like Watley's sword, better out in the public to show that you are a benevolent ruler who brings these artifacts back to your people. Oh, it's almost like a story.
Artifacts.
At least that one. But again, some things should remain within the earth where they belong. Some things should be out and about.
Ocatla! Ocatla! Ocatla!
We'll start to chant, Ocatla!
As you're going through one of the few intact plazas, still there's semi-intact plazas in the
She
city.
like very softly raises a hand. She puts
And they
her
just-
eyes down to the ground.
Just continue to get the crowd's approbation everywhere you go.
But she's really showcasing a like strong, maybe a bit tired, but like humble woman who has been
Perhaps-
thrust into this position.
Perhaps even a stately, steady presence.
Perhaps.
The end of it. The liberator of our city, protector of us all, Ocatla! And then I'm just gonna...
Okay. Where do we want to end on? What is the thread that we need to pull on?
Where's Linoli? Is she?
I think that's good. So, you come back to your chamber at last.
Do I sense anything off?
You do not.
Really, the glass is exactly where it was.
Oh no! You haven't gone into your chamber yet.
Okay.
Yeah, you're at your chamber,
Look at me. There's a dead guy on the floor.
and you hear a soft.
You think I did that?
You hear a soft whisper. Lady sister.
Aye.
And she comes from the shadows.
How does she look?
Uninjured.
Okay.
Solemn, though. Very grim-faced.
Speak.
Inside. And as soon as there's any, she catches even like a bit of the guy's sandal. Her blade is out. Her other hand across to protect you. She crouches and looks at you. Stay. And she goes in. And for several flickers, she stalks. You know what she's doing. She's stalking around the room and looking. And then finally, it's clear. Forgive me for being so abrupt.
Not necessary.
Well, it seems you have a final wedding present.
And I see the body.
She gestures to the corpse of the burly servant, and you see the zombification powder bag next to him as well.
Do I recognize where that could be from?
Oh, it's the same bag that
that guy brought
that the
in.
envoy, last session tried to zombify your members of your court with.
So it was in my room already?
No.
Then where do I...
Somebody brought it to your room. Huh. Somebody left it for you quite deliberately because they could have taken the bag with them.
Huh. And do I trust this guard? Like, I sense this guard is, like, being killed trying to protect me, not trying to harm me.
That's hard to say, but she's looking everything over. Okay. Corey, make a retroactive sleight of hand.
My wife.
Not good.
Okay. Remember, Watley trained her. She was the hand-picked investigator of the next generation.
Lenali?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Someone's been in here. 2 people by the door. Only one of them penetrated deeper into your chambers, though. She goes over to the vanity. No. She. And then she, of course you don't know this, but she makes an uncanny tracing of where Etzli had gone, almost in the same order. Not quite perfect. Actually, she misses where you were tapping on the wall. Other than that, though, even kind of gets under your bed, checks, goes to the urn. You can see the oils here, where the hand were, sloppy. Shh. Oh. Huh. They saw this. Shh. There's a little scratch, a tiny scratch here. They were trying to be quiet, but they had the angle a little bit wrong. So did the servant discover them? Would the servant have come in? No servant would come in.
Absolutely not.
Then the only possible thing would have been, did they kill him and then drag him in? Or did they somehow talk their way in first? I can't tell. More likely that they killed him and then hid him in here as a message to you. But that's only 6 of 10 chances. 4 of 10 is that they talk their way in. I'm sorry, I can't tell more.
You tell plenty.
We need to have 4 guards posted outside of your chamber day and night.
Here so.
This is unacceptable, mistress.
It is, and she just kind of like finally bangs onto the wall.
Okay.
How disrespectful. And does anyone come like to her mind of women who would be sneaking around? Does she make the connection that perhaps someone has been in 2 places?
Make an investigation roll of your own as you play around with pieces.
That is going to be, and I'm wearing the crown, and it's an intelligence roll. Can that help me? The headdress.
If you take the time to shift into that mentality, then yes, then you also add your proficiency to it, which is +3 for this character, I think.
This would be 19.
19. Okay, you sit down. Does she have any other sitting surfaces other than her bed?
She has the cushions.
It's the cushion. That's right. It's cushions. Yeah. So you sit on your favorite cushion, and you just actually kind of meditate for a bit. Lenali knows you well enough. She doesn't say anything. She just posts up by the door, ready to kill anybody who comes in while you're relatively vulnerable. And your mind drifts, and you sift through. And you're just a few breaths away from having a Jackie Brown moment where Samuel L. Jackson's character snaps his eyes open and says it was Jackie Brown.
Such a good call.
But all of these different variables dance in your head because this woman probably wasn't the person to kill the guard. As Lenali examines the wound, she didn't catch that. She actually didn't catch the subterfuge there. Atiani successfully hid that from her. And so you're thinking a woman with a male accomplice, but the woman was the one who actually came into the chambers. Perhaps the man is the one who killed the servant and then dragged him in here. And you run through, and there are a number of social climbers, but this is bold. This is bold. And most of them you dismiss. And you don't have, it's not that there are too many suspects, is that you don't, as you currently understand them. Because remember, Ocatla just knows her as a subservient. You might even think of her as a bit of a lightweight. Although you are beginning to see some signs, as we've played this out. But she's just basically been beneath you.
Sure.
So it's not quite there, but you're feeling like she had a male accomplice to all of this. It fits.
Manali, please take another last look around. See if you find any hair in here that shouldn't be in here.
I will.
Any fibers, anything at all. And yes, unfortunately, my room must be guarded heavily.
Mistress, before I leave you, what do you want me to do with Shadow Fox?
Why do you ask?
Do you want me to eliminate him? It's clear he's continuing to lie to you. But he also acquitted himself well today. That could have gotten messy if we didn't subdue the not so undying, the quite dying, as quickly as we did. What is your wish?
I want him to be followed. He is hiding things, and I need to know what he is hiding. And then, yes, we have no more need of him.
Understood. Okay.
Like a rag dog. Squeeze everything out first and throw away.
I knew it was coming. Shit, I knew what you were going to say before you even said it. Oh, Shadow Fox.
Well,
I put that in your thought in your mind.
We had an investigation. We had multiple investigations. We had a wedding.
A red wedding.
We had
I planned it with
the most decisive fight in Darkport's history.
Yeah.
That's Ocatla. Vote for her.
Vote for Ocatla.
President.
I had.
That's right.
Man, that just went to hell. Okay. He did not even get a chance to do what his first order of business would have been to retaliate.
He'll be very upset.
So, well, you may yet find out. We'll see.
Ooh.
So, make sure you vote for MVP and let us know, and that can be whoever entertained you or delighted you or was, in your view, the most effective this session, however you like. Other than that, we should be back on our regularly scheduled program next week.
Mm-hmm.
And on Friday, we are publishing an excellent interview that I did with Dragnacarta.
Premiere.
Who wrote Curse of Strahd Reloaded.
Yeah.
And he is incredible, and it was a great interview, so hopefully you can join us for that, and that'll take the slot of After Dark.
And he'll be there as well to answer questions why.
Yeah. If anybody else wants to jump on, please.
Along with his along with his Undoring Republic retinue.
and Dragna's going to be there himself.
Yeah.
Too. So
cool.
Yep. Okay, y'all. Thank you so much for your time. As you go about your journey out there, stay safe and stay curious.
Bye, guys.
Bye.